Heyo, Chef Corso, MONTyBOCA, and welcome to Elevated Outdoor Meals. We're gonna cook up a couple great recipes today. We've got a beef shiitake sesame ramen, a cheesy German dip. We're gonna cook through these recipes together, but we're also gonna talk about equipment, packing, pantry ingredients, provisioning, the 3 P's of overland travel. But a little bit more about MONTyBOCA is we provide recipes, full trip meal plans, and cookbooks for any outdoor activity, but specifically for the camper and backpacker in mind, because I want you to be able to eat well anywhere you're going. And the great part about overlanding and going on your trek, you do have a little bit more flexibility with space, with maybe taking a cooler along. But all of these recipes that we have online are good for any outdoor activity. And I'm gonna show you how to make these, and both of these cook up in less than 10 minutes. So let's get cooking. So we're all ready to cook our beef shiitake sesame ramen. And for me, I like packing all of my ingredients for one recipe into either a backpack or stuff sack or Ziploc bag. So a few ingredient call outs for this specific recipe. This recipe is super fast and really satisfying. We have some nice fresh veggies here. You can use red pepper, snap peas, any sort of fresh veggies that you're finding on the road. We've got some packaged green onions in here. A little bit of ramen noodles, and you can either have a nice bundle like this or your classic packaged. I'm going to throw both of those in there today. And I have some dried shiitakes, but fresh mushrooms work really well as well. And then the most important part of this recipe is the wet ingredients. So we have sesame oil, soy sauce, rice vinegar, or black vinegar, all mixed in right here. You could easily just have bottles of this in your rig, and I like to pack it in one container so I know exactly how much is going in my dish. A really great outdoor hack is Campy Chopsticks. So I just found 2 fallen twigs. Don't chop down a whole tree to be able to make these, but just do a quick little whittle, and that way you can stir your noodles with your Campy Chopsticks. So our noodles are done. It's been cooking for less than 5 minutes. Really nice, beautiful broth in here with some nice fresh veggies. Just gonna bowl this up here. And that beef is hydrated nicely. And then to finish this, could easily throw a little bit of sesame seeds, a little bit of fresh green onion, and if you're so inclined, some sriracha or some local hot sauce from wherever you are. That's beef shiitake sesame ramen in just a few minutes, and a really great meal to have in your pantry, on your rig, for any time you need it. Let's talk about equipment, because you gotta cook on something. So the things that I'm looking for are burner and a pot or a pan, depending on your trip, depending on how many people you're cooking for, and what recipe that you're cooking. But as far as a burner goes, some things to consider. I know a lot of you guys have either have a Coleman suitcase style burner that you pull out and throw on your prep table, or you've got a really awesome pull-out stove, and those work just great. But if you do have a little bit more challenge as far as packability or anything like that, there are some other options out there. For all the MONTyBOCA recipes, they're crafted for the camper and the backpacker, so I usually like to cook on some smaller capacity camp stoves that are a little bit easier to just carry in a backpack. But if you got your rig, you can easily take a whole lot of different options. But one option you could easily use is a nice, this is an Msr Pocket Rocket, literally about this big, can throw in your pocket, throw it on a canister, and you're cooking. So that's one option. Even dinky style through hiker pot. But if you are cooking for 1, 2, 3, or 4 people, other options are the chimney style, which this is a Camp Chef. Also, jet boil's another really great option, but this is just a little bit over a couple liters. Excuse me. This is just a little bit over a liter and can actually cook up quite a bit in this relatively small pot. The other thing to look at is the overall burner. So this guy specifically has kind of a daisy style, which definitely does the job. Not my overall favorite, but does the job for overall cooking. But then another option is our Msr wind burner situation here, which looks a little bit like this. So has a lot of really nice surface area, is able to cook a little bit more evenly, and has a nice tripod for those unstable surfaces. And for their system, there's some pots that nest inside, which really helps for tipping. One of the things I hate the most is tipping my soup over after a long day, either burning my feet or not having dinner. So when you are choosing a burner, not only the style of gas, but just note the style and shape and surface area of your actual burner. And go ahead and check our checklist over here for the basics for equipment for your kitchen to take along. So for the 3 P's of overland trekking, we've got pantry, packing, and provisioning. And for the pantry, check out MONTyBOCA.com. We have some great article resources on different pantry items to take along. So rice noodles, instant rice, oil, seasonings are a great way to add a lot of flavor with a minimal pack weight and minimal pack volume. But I usually try to have some oil, some seasonings, some vinegar or some lemon to be able to add some nice freshness to any dish. But then also stocking the pantry with some really great basic items that you can make into a whole bunch of different things that are really, really versatile. For packing, what I love to do is I love to use totes or stuff sacks. So we've got a great stuff sack here, be able to throw a bunch of different ingredients in here. We've got a nice handy packing tote. So that way everything is right in here and I know where it is. Also, packing cubes are another really great way to go, to be able to have maybe my spices or my utensils right in here. One of the worst things is when all your stuff just gets thrown around the rig. You've got a lemon flying over here, you got your salt packet over here, and your knife over here. It's really nice to be able to contain all of those ingredients and all of those small little pieces of equipment so that they're all there ready for you. And for provisioning is one of the most fun things that you can do when you're overlanding, because you get to go to the grocery store and check out a whole bunch of different new food. But make sure that you stock up on some nice fruit, some nice vegetables, maybe some interesting new sausage or meat products that are out there, and maybe some new hot sauce. So we've talked about equipment, we've talked about a little bit about pantry, about how to pack up some of this stuff, and some provisioning things. Don't worry, we've got a rooster in the background that's joining us. He's having a great time too. But let's get cooking for our second recipe. So the next recipe we're gonna make is our cheesy German sausage dip. This is a classic, great trailgate recipe that you can make for happy hour and share with your whole crew and be the hero of the trip. And if you've never trailgated before, well, I think you should probably start, because it's a great way to have some fun and have some great snacking options besides just dinner. So we're just looking for that cheese to finally get all melty. You can always add a little bit more water. Also, if you have some beer, that would be a fantastic addition to this. See how we get her nice and cheesy, and that's looking pretty good to me. Could also add some summer sausage or some jerky, or just make this a big old meat party in here if you want. But then, one of my favorite parts of any recipe or any dish is tasting it and give it a really nice dunk. Be careful, it is going to be hot and going to be cheesy. Ooh. Yes. It's really hot. That's really, really tasty, and I can't wait for you to try it. And check out other great Trailgate recipes at MONTyBOCA.com. So we've got a bunch of other really tasty options for both meat eaters and vegetarians, and things that'll make the whole crew happy. And if you're looking for an elevated dessert to finish off a great day, is check out this quick, easy recipe with ingredients you're probably already taking along. Caramelized banana Nilla wafer bowl. So you're already bringing bananas, nuts, just find some Nilla wafers, some shortbread cookies, or some other really interesting cookies from whatever country that you're in. Cooks up in about 5 to 10 minutes. An absolutely amazing dessert. Thanks for coming along for our elevated outdoor cooking session today. Hopefully these recipes can be inspiration for one of your next meal times on one of your treks. But check us out at MONTyBOCA.com. We have over 150 trail tested recipes in a whole bunch of different categories and different dietary restrictions. All 10 ingredients or less, ready in 30 minutes or less, because you know they gotta be easy and you're hungry. But also check us out on YouTube at Chef Corso, Instagram at MONTyBOCA, Facebook at Elevate Your Meals. And if you're into Pinterest and pinning recipes, we got a Pinterest page as well. But get out there and cook, because I want your meals to be amazing wherever you are, and I want that food to be a lasting memory for your experience. So get out there. Boca Boca.